What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, a Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. New York Knicks survive another game. Y'all want to say a nail biter. Some people want to call it a trap game. But when I looked at this game, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you hear me say interesting, that's because I'm nervous. Something had me nervous. And this was an interesting game because the last time we played them, it was a close game. I mean, the Knicks walked away with a victory. Let's check that out real quick over them stats real quick in that last game. Not to forget to mention that this make the Knicks 15 straight consecutive victory against the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, the last time we played them, November 3rd, 2023. It was before the trade. The Knicks beat them 118 to 112. Jalen Brunson led the team with 42 points. He shot 13 of 24 from the field. He went 7 of 12 from downtown. 8 assists, 6 rebounds, as Julius Randle totaled 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Cade Cunningham, as he did tonight, he continued to perform well against the New York Knicks. At 6'6", he's very hard to guard for an average point guard. He had chipped in 31 points that night, 8 assists, while Killian Hayes added 23 points. The Knicks improved to 11-7, while the Pistons had moved to 2-17. And just before that game, I think the Knicks had gave them a franchise losing record of 16 straight consecutive games. So when this game was before I started watching this game, I'm gonna be honest, like I was nervous because it was a close game. Because even in that game, the game before tonight's game, it went back and forth. The game got timed on a Marvin Bagley shot. You know, then K came down and hit a couple of threes. I mean, it was a close game. The Knicks pulled it out with some last minute shots. Excuse me, back up. Cade Cunningham hit a couple of free throws. It was my man Dante Demetrizio on assist from Jalen Brunson that hit him twice, and within a 45 span of 3-point shots made on the sideline that gave us that victory. And it was almost kind of a what you want to say deja vu tonight, except with the wild play. And we're going to get to that wild play before we get to the stats and everything else. So what do y'all think about that wild play? Do y'all think? Well, I'm gonna come out and say it right now. The New York Knicks the NBA paid the New York Knicks back from that last call on Jalen Brunson, that 3-point shot that gave what's called the win. The Knicks protest, and I guess in a previous video I asked y'all how could the Knicks get back? What was the NBA going to do to give us back that win? And one could say they gave us the win back tonight because who knows how the game would have turned out had that no call been made. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and some want to say because the call wasn't made because, all right, let me check out the play right here real quick. Dante get to the ball and get his hands on the ball before there's actually any collisions. So that's why they said it was a no call on that play. But tell me, what do y'all think? Do y'all think the Knicks got away with one, or did the NBA gave to pay us back from that call on Jalen Brunson? I don't know. But either way, like I was saying, this was going to be a tough game for the New York Knicks because that first game wasn't no push. Excuse me, wasn't a walk in the park, and we was at full strength, and it was before the trade. And I know y'all gonna say, well, we didn't have the players we had now, but you think about and before the trade, we'll get to that trade. When I was I paused for a second because I was just talking about. I thought about Bogdanovic and Alec Burke, and we'll get to them in a minute. And how that trade almost cost us the game tonight. Yes, you heard what I said. That trade almost cost the Knicks another loss. All right, as you look at the game, like I said, the Knicks just squeak by, survive, whatever you want to say, 113 to 111. Like I said, I thought this was going to be a very interesting game. And as I interpreted earlier, when I say something interesting, I'm usually saying that because I'm kind of nervous. And as we looked at the score here, you see the New York Knicks uh, just barely pulled the game out. You know what I'm saying? Another slim victory off a wild play at the end of the game. I thought, Tibbs should have made some adjustments. And then I'm gonna give a few tips, and I know a lot of people always hear me complaining about this defense, but I got a couple of tips for the defense and the offense as well. And not only the tips, they are my reason why the Knicks lose games. Let's just come right out and say that. Number one is the defense, and I'm not going to get into the style and what we're playing, but it's what's killed the Knicks on defense is the pick and roll. It seemed like in this scheme we cannot defend the pick and roll. All the ball handler got to do is wait 5 seconds, and there's going to be a man open going to the basket. And what I've noticed, well, at least in this game from Coach Monty Williams, that he was not only throwing one or two picks, he was throwing 2 picks, so that it was always a man rolling off to the basket, which left the Knicks really confused as they try to double team, which the defense called for trapping all the time. But yeah, I think if we learned, or not say learn, if the coach come out with a different form of defense, you know, that don't leave us so exposed in the middle with that pick and roll, or on the sideline with the dish off 3-point shot, the Knicks have a better chance to win it. And I know people are gonna say, well, it's working, you know what I'm saying? Where we at in the Eastern Conference, we looking really good right now. And I can't really, you know what I'm saying? It, in my opinion, in my mind, I'm happy for it, but I don't understand it. I'm just gonna be real, because then I have to think about the players that we have. So I guess that take care of that. But you know, sometimes I sit back and I think like, damn, where we at? And because I'm not a fan of this defense, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get off of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get off that I'm gonna get off it. But like I said, when we move over to the offense now, as I talked about the defense, as we get over to the offense, how we can fix the offense is, and I know a lot of people are going to talk about what he is our offense, and Jalen Brunson. For one, I think he should conserve some of his energy for the fourth quarter, and he can do this by getting his teammates involved more when he's getting trapped, instead of all the fancy footwork that we came to love. Trust me, I love it. But getting the ball out more sooner. He's falling into that Julius Randle role. You know what I'm saying? If y'all understand what I mean. And if he can get the ball out to the guys and they start making more shots and getting more confidence, it's not like they're not making shots. I think he had 12 assists. I'll check his stats later on tonight. But I just think if he got the guys more involved early in the quarter instead of desperation shots or whatever, y'all understand what I'm talking about. And if not, watch the game more deeply. That the team would be more efficient, because they not only they'll be used to getting the shots, they'll be more in rhythm because they know the shot is coming to them. Sometimes they getting off shots when they haven't seen the ball for 5 or 6 consecutive minutes. So I think the offense would be much better if Jalen Brunson, start getting the players more involved early in the game. Now, number 2 is penetration. And I heard a guy, I read on Twitter how a guy, he was really bad mouthing one of my favorite players on the Knicks, and that's Mal McBride, how we don't have a guard that can penetrate and, backup. And in that point, he's right. But at the same time, the offense doesn't call for that most of the time. They call, for quick kickouts every now and then. That's if you get trapped or double teamed, then kick it out. But what Tibbs should do and implement this into the offense more is penetrating and dishing it to our bigs. Because once Brunson get in the paint, he draws a double team. Once Hart come down full steam, the way he's rolling, he's really not needs for dish. But even him, sometimes he's going to draw the center and the power forward. It always leave either Jericho Sims or Isaiah Hartenstein open under the rim. So if they penetrate more and dish, you know what I'm saying? Don't just penetrate and try to draw the foul. Penetrate and dish. You might get the foul, or you might just get an easy dunk from one of your bigs. That's just what I'm saying. And I think that can really fix the offense. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. All right, let's move along a little bit. Now, you see them stats real quick. The New York Knicks, 45% they shot from the field. They went 15 for 39 from downtown to their 14 of 30. 16 of 21 on his free throw line. They 21 and 26, 25 assists, 31 assists. Second chance points, 23 to their 13, 6 blocks to their 4 blocks. And Detroit not really known for a blocking team, but they got after the ball. You know what I'm saying? Evan Fournier had a couple of nice blocks. And let's just talk about that for a minute. Let's just get over to that trade, the Evan Fournier trade, and because that trade almost cost us the game, and it was almost Quentin Grimes who did it to us tonight. Quentin Grimes, what can I say about him? Well, we all know Quentin Grimes is a very scrappy player on defense, but streaky on offense. Some nights he can come out and give you 15, 16 points, and then some nights he'll come out and just disappear and probably get off 5 or 2 points. You know what I'm saying? He don't look for his shots that much. Well, at least when he was on the New York Knicks. And you look how Detroit coach Monty Williams, how he played him. He played him in a totally different role and more confidence for a guy that just be coming to that team. And this is only his second game back since the trade. Um, yeah, he showed a lot of confidence in Grimes, letting him finish the fourth quarter out like he did. And with that confidence being shown, it almost paid off. Grimes tied the game with 3 free throws off of a foul committed by no other than Bondanovic. The trade, and that's why I said let's talk about this trade. That then he took the lead at what? Let me see. Let me check that stat real quick. 106 to 104. The Knicks got the lead back, and then he took the lead again at 111 to 110, and that's when that play went in there. I just showed y'all the no call, the Knicks getting paid back by the NBA for the Jalen Brunson bull crap, you know what I'm saying? Bullshit. I'm gonna say bullshit call the last game. NBA giving us a gift, or was it a gift? Like I said, Dante got there, his hand on the ball before contact was made. So if anything, really, it should have been a foul called on him as he bumped charged into Dante. Only a Knick fan would see it that way. But anyway, I don't mean to be so biased, but let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it in that point, in that sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna talk about Dante had his hand on the ball first, and came in, hey, and he hit him. Shouldn't have been a foul call. No, it was Ivory. It was Ivory. Excuse me, but it shouldn't have been a foul called on him. Just think about it. All right. All right, let's get to another subject I want to talk about. And y'all know what I want to get into. Y'all seen the thumbnail. And that's them Nova boys. You heard me. Jalen Brunson, Hart, and Donovan Chizo. I know I'll be killing his name. But tonight they had another spectacular night. And a lot of people want to say, oh, how you going to say that? They played against the worst team in the NBA. And y'all correct in saying that. But as I pointed out, the last time we played them, they did give us a run for our money. And we was at full strength. And with the injuries tonight and for a couple of more games, until we get a Chua back, I think we'll be getting a Chua back before we get Randall back. Then again, that's up in the air also. You know, you see Randall out there taking shots, running up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? Videos being posted of him. But we'll see. And it'll be real kind of quiet. So we'll find out in a little bit. But let's get back to the Nova boys. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson comes in this game, dropped 35 points, shot 11 of 26, 10 for 11 from free throw line. He played 39 minutes. I would like to add that this is his 24th 30-point game of the season. He's getting up in the list of the New York Knicks greats, you know what I'm saying? And Hart, what can I say about Hart? Ever since we got that trade, ever since we traded for him, we came in, we went on a 9-game winning streak. He's just been the heart of the New York Knicks. And I know a lot of people want to talk about Anunoby, but all the things that Hart do, even when he's not having such a great scoring night, the intangibles. I mean, the Knicks, I don't know. The Knicks did right by going out and signing him. A lot of people was like, oh, that's a little bit too much money. But the Knicks are building a championship team. And I know, we got to look forward to Boston. I'm not going to lie to you. Interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean, they make me nervous. Boston look like a complete team right now. I'm not going to get off subject. But let's jump back into our Nova boys. And then you got Don Tizio. Third and 3-point shots made, only trailing Steph and Luka in the league. I mean, since the injury of Julius Randle and Chua, Dante has stepped his game up. He stepped his game up so much that teams are really starting to pay close attention to him, sending double teams his way. And a couple of nights he kind of disappeared, but he always seemed to come back in the quarter when you need him or when you need that basket the most. And tonight he had another quiet game of 21 points, and he went 8 from 13, 5 or 10 from downtown. That's 50% shooting, and he had 4 assists. I mean, if you look at this group of guys, like you just look at him like whenever I look at these guys, honestly, I think of me and my friends. I know I go on these little storytelling, but I play basketball, you know what I'm saying? Pretty good at it. And it was just me and two other guys, and we can go pick up five other guys, and we used to do work. And if you look at these three guys, I'm not saying they can just throw any other two other guys on their team, but these three guys can be a nucleus of a championship team. As you've seen what has been done in college, multiple championships, and I'm betting on that's what the New York Knicks organization is betting on as well. Just adding the right pieces to these guys, and maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but I see it within 5 years. I see it within players' contracts, start expiring. They really start getting at it. But this year is still up in the air. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? If we get Julius back and we get a Chua back, you seen Mitchell Robinson at the game tonight. Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible with this group. So y'all gotta tell me what do y'all think about these Nova boys. Do y'all think that they gonna will the New York Knicks into a championship? Or is this is gonna be another season where we get there and then like we seen it last year in the playoffs get knocked out in the second round? Nah, I don't think so. I just think the style that the Tibbs is playing, and I know it's kind of a little contradicting, but how he's letting these guys run it and play together and just, you know, team becoming, let's face it, a version of Villanova. If you look at the guys that they're bringing in, there's only one guy missing, and that's Bridges. And I hear the talk on Twitter, and I hear the talk all over how we want to make a move for him. But the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know. If you look at the Brooklyn Nets, they just lost 5 consecutive games. I think the six, if you look for tonight, think about tonight's game. They might be willing to make some moves, but then again, they're probably saying this is a guy we can build around. If not build around, add pieces too. You know what I'm saying? He can be piece of the building, the building, the center block, the foundation. There you go. But either way, I'm looking at the New York Knicks as, I looked at the Villanova. Nobody really never gave them teams chances to win the championship, especially in that first championship. It was an undersized team, you know what I'm saying? Players that, wasn't getting really any recognition throughout the NCAA, excuse me. And once they got into March Madness, where we soon will be heading, they took over. They took off. And now we have them three guys on our team. We have four, you know what I'm saying? But the other guy, let's be honest, really ain't make that much of a contribution. But these three guys, they are the Knicks nucleus. They are the Knicks teams, especially Hart. Okay. Jalen Brunson is the star, but Josh Hart is the heart of this team. I can't deny that. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. And I know I went off a little rambling. I like to tell a little stories as I'm ending this video with one. But I do thank y'all for stopping by and checking out my videos as well. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy. God bless and peace.